What's up, y'all? I'm Nate G219, and this is to help it back and better. Y'all know what it is. Another one coming at y'all. First, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that channel if y'all want to help out. Slowly growing here at 877. It is much appreciated to each and every one of you. Or 977. 977, yeah. I'm pretty close to hitting that 1,000 mark, man. Help me hit that 1,000 mark. Let's grow, guys. But today I'm going to be talking about some of the things in prison that go on and a lot of the bullshit, how it could potentially be stopped. A lot of people are going to judge me on this, but it's true. I feel it's true. A lot of people, if they sit down and look at it, no matter how bad it would suck, because it would have sucked. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to be talking about guards being corrupted. And statistically, unfortunately, it's the female guards. And although females bring a sense of calmness into a dorm or a prison setting, dorm, cell house, whatever, especially if they're attractive. A guy, 9 out of 10 guys are goo gaga over her, at least staring at her. And a lot of, especially these young women, even some of the old women, some of the not so attractive women, all women are getting attention. It doesn't matter. Unless they're pure hell, unless they're jerks and they're just pure hell, they're going to get some attention. I mean, they're going to get attention no matter what. It's just not going to be the positive attention they want. But as an ex-convict, speaking as a convict, there was only two things on our mind. One of them was getting in something. Yeah, y'all know what I mean. Wouldn't have taken very long. And I'm going to tell you a story about when I was at Lakeside. And it's happened at almost every prison across this world. Across this country, at least. When there's a woman's presence around 1,000 guys, I mean, they're understaffed, and every person, every guard has their own lives. And many times at home, people aren't happy with their lives. And that creates a vulnerability behind the presence of that guard. And if that guard's a woman, female, a lot of times they carry their emotions very hard. And, you know, guys, a lot of guys can talk. But in prison, man, you meet some of the slickest talkers you'll ever meet. And, I mean, they could sell snow to an Eskimo and make him pay double. I mean, there's no joke. I've seen people swindled out of the stupidest things, and then they would be standing there like, I just handed this to him. He just talked me out of my life saving. I mean, I've seen it happen. So, unfortunately for a woman, when she's very vulnerable, a guy will pick up on that very, very quick. So when I was at Lakeside, Indiana State Prison Lakeside, I'm not going to use any of the women's names, but we held multiple different, actually 4 rotated shifts. Like, there'd be 3 on, 2 off, vice versa, and, you know, you had midnights and day shift. Each shift worked 12 hours. Well, during the day when we had the assholes, like, I'll say his name, Takis, I mean, that dude was a dick. Drews, he was a dick. There was a lot of bad guards. But that nighttime, come 6 o'clock, man, things changed. I mean, you could damn feel about a rave about to start in this dorm. And I remember my first weekend in there. It was a Friday night. I'll never forget this. And this was my first Friday in there, might I add. I had gotten there on a Thursday, if I remember correctly. No, I'd gotten there on a Wednesday. But that Friday, 6 o'clock, these 3 women walked in. Miss A, Miss B, and Miss C. That's all we're going to call them. Miss A, mid-aged black lady, maybe 45, 50, had this gap in her teeth, big, thick glasses, real nice lady. I mean, she had this can, and a lot of these guys loved it. I didn't think she was attractive whatsoever. Miss B. Miss B was a beauty. She was a beauty. Man, I thought she was one of the most beautiful women I'd ever seen. And I'm not going to lie. You know, I'd been inside for about a year at this point. Almost, like 11 months. And I'm just now in prison. This is the first extremely attractive woman I had talked to. So I'm immediately gaga over her. And I'm hitting on her, just like every other guy, though. Well, that night I found out real quick that Miss A and Miss B were both getting D from a lot of these fools in the dorm. I mean, they were making money. That night I saw people drinking fists of Captain Morgan. I saw a guard getting a tattoo. And that guard wasn't even in this dorm. It was a guy from a different dorm. It was just a wild, wild place, guys. So, Miss C come along. She was the white lady. And she was cute, like, I guess trailer park cute. She had some glasses, very nice. And made it very clear she wanted some of the D too. And so all three of these females were in cahoots together. And then there was also another lady, older lady, that the sweetest lady ever. And nobody ever did anything to this lady. Nobody ever hit on this lady like that. Nobody ever disrespected this woman. She did visits, but unfortunately for the prison, but fortunately for us, it was very easy to get contraband into the visits. That lady, the older lady, Miss Jones or something, I don't remember her name. We're going to call her Miss Jones. I know that wasn't her name, but we're going to call her Miss Jones. Things would come in, I'm talking a half a dozen cell phones in one night would come in this visit. And this camp only had 350 people in it. There was 110 people in my dorm, 110 people in the dorm above me, maybe 120 in each of them, and like 100 people in the honor dorm. There was only 3 dorms, 350 people. This was the level 1, level 2. It's like a minimum/medium level prison that was outside of the wall of maximum security Indiana State Prison, where they hold X row, death row. Yeah, that's what they call it in Indiana, is X row. So, anyways, back to the hoes. Sorry, ladies. Sorry. Back to the women. They easily corrupted. Now, you got all 3 of these women screwing guys, and I'm not talking one guy. I mean, Black and 2 other dudes I know were hitting Miss A. Miss B ended up getting pregnant by this one fool in the dorm. I don't remember his name, but this loud, obnoxious dude that had the IQ of, it was a low IQ. He was an alright dude, but, he was like 19, and he was just an idiot. So she ended up quitting. She never got in any trouble. But Miss A and Miss C ended up getting caught up. You know what was messed up about it all? Both of their husbands worked there. Both of their husbands worked there. So they threw away their careers. At least I would have thrown away them. I would have not remained married to, no. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of guards are corrupted. But out of 100% of the guards that are corrupted, 67% of the women are caught in some sort of misconduct with a man, sexual misconduct with a man. 67%. 65 to 85% of the contraband, out of the 100%, 65 to 85% of the contraband caught coming in by female guard, or by guards, is by female guards. And that's just statistically facts, and that's from the Bureau of Justice. So I did my research, and I've personally witnessed it numerous times. Now, Miss C didn't lose her job at that point in time. When I went to the hole, this was a few months later, she comes walking along. She'd gotten transferred behind the wall. Somebody caught wind, but later on, her husband found out. I don't know exactly what happened with that, but I know while I was working there, she did lose her job. When I was there, I'm downstairs in cell 149. Above me in a cell over, maybe like upstairs, just about around the same spot. There's this white guy. He is basically the shot caller for the ABs at this point in time. Urian. I don't know his last name. I don't remember. Rasmutin or something. I don't remember. Real wild guy. He immediately started shooting a shot at her. Shooting a shot. And she's going. And for some reason, she tells him that she knows me. That she was over there with me. So, of course, he comes out with his hour out. Like, are you messing with her? I'm like, hell no. He's like, you see her messing with people? I'm like, yeah. And he wanted to know, was she messing with any of the brothers? She was. She didn't have any discrimination. She didn't have any discrimination. She just liked the D. Same thing come out the D. We bleed the same and we breathe the same. So she did not care. So most people that believe his beliefs would have definitely turned away from it. But I don't know. He was either exploiting. Now, I don't believe he got the crash because we were in the hole, whatever. But she was bringing us both contraband. Now, she was bringing him whatever she was bringing him, and she was just bringing me tobacco for whatever reason. I never even asked her. She asked me, she stopped by my cell just BSing one day, and she would stop by a couple cells and talk to guys. And she knew me from Lakeside. She knew I was cool. She knew because I got asked by her when I got caught with the phone. Internal Affairs asks everybody questions, and they had asked about her, and I didn't know nothing about her. I mean, I did. Everybody did. But, yeah, guys, if people want to reform prisons, they got to reform the whole system. And I'm sorry, but my belief is dangerous to have women in men's facilities. And I'm not saying all facilities. I'm saying at least facilities to where there's privacy, it's dangerous. Facilities to where it's maximum security, it's dangerous. Because, I mean, although most of them are respected for the most point, it's because of one or two things. Or the want of one or two things. Now, there are a lot of them that are respected. They're older ladies. They're respected like mothers. But then there's another one. I remember they were so disrespectful to her. And she was one of the nicest ladies I've ever met. But that's just my thoughts on prison reform, guys. Like, in prison corruption and some of the things. Like, tell me what you think. Do you guys think that a woman is easier corrupted than a man as far as into the institution? If not, why is it that such more of a high percentage of women are the ones arrested for bringing the contraband or violating sexual misconduct rules? Now, I also don't believe men should be working in the women's facilities. And although the women love it, they want to see the men, I don't think it's safe because it's very easy to corrupt us, too. I'm not saying it's not easy to corrupt a man, but it's easier for a man to corrupt a woman than another man, and vice versa. It's easier for a woman to corrupt a man than it is another woman. A woman's going to see through her bullshit. So, in order to start slowing the drugs and slowing the phones and slowing the violence, how about we look at that and maybe change? Do you guys think it'll help? Let me know. Hey, if y'all like today's story, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that channel if y'all want to help out. Always remember, never forget life's choices, guys. You can't do it because you never know. You might be a guard being corrupted. You might be that guy corrupting the guard or that female corrupting a guard. Never forget life's choices. And always remember, guys, if they ain't hating it, you ain't making it. Peace.